Hello, everyone. I am Matthew Thomas with Super Cool Radio, and this is our final interview for season one. And we have a fantastic guest, originally from Brazil, currently residing in Germany. She is the vocalist and songwriter for Symphonic Power metal band Flowerleaf. Please welcome Vivs Takahashi.
Hello.
Thank you so much for hanging out with me and being on Super Cool Radio.
Thank you for inviting me.
So I want to start off with a very fun but at the same time challenging question. What is one album people should listen to in their lifetime?
Well, I would have to say our album. Because we really put a lot of effort in it, and I am very proud of the results. So everybody should listen to Stronger. That is our debut album.
That is a very good pick. I've been listening to that all week, preparing for this interview. I think it's a great album. I think you have some fantastic vocals on Stronger.
Thank you.
Speaking of Stronger, it was released in 2018, correct?
Yeah.
So how was it writing and recording the first debut full-length album?
Yeah, it was actually a little crazy because when we started writing the album, like the band was just my husband and I. My husband plays the bass and I'm a singer. And we had already decided to move to Europe before we started the band. And in the middle of all the plans, we were like, what if we had our own band? Okay, but can we write songs? We never did that before. And so, okay, let's give it a try. And so he picked up the acoustic guitar, which he doesn't play very well. I got the piano, which I don't play very well as well, no? And we tried to make something, and then we wrote Grain of Sand, that is in the album. And we were like, oh, this sounds good. I think we can do this. And so we hired a producer in Brazil. His name is Rafael Gazal, and he helped us with the arrangements and the guitars, and he actually guided us a lot. And so like in 1 year, we wrote, produced, recorded, and released the album.
That's very impressive, and definitely outside your comfort range, to produce this album, but the product is phenomenal.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm very proud of it. As I said, we put a lot of effort in it because we wanted everything to be ready before we moved to Germany. Because we thought if we have to finish or if we have to find people to help us in Germany, that's going to be much harder because we don't know anybody, we don't know the language. And so let's do everything in Brazil and take everything ready to Germany.
You had a plan and you had a great product. It is available on Bandcamp. They have a huge store on Bandcamp, so please check that out. They got t-shirts. You can get the CD. It is really cool.
Yeah, it is.
And how about the cover art for Stronger? How did you come up with that as well? Like, I think it's a really cool picture of you for the cover art.
Yeah, which is this one. Yay.
Yes.
Yeah, so I didn't know exactly in which direction I wanted to go with the visual part of the band. So I have a friend, and I am very lucky because I have very, very talented and amazing friends. And I have this friend who is a designer. She's Brazilian, but she's now living in Finland. Like everybody is somewhere. And she made this logo for us. And she came up with the idea of the cover art, but she was like, yeah, but I don't think that I can do this. If you can pay for a person who is like a professional cover art designer. And so I did. So the photo was taken by another friend who is like my best friend in the world. He's a photographer. So he took the pictures, and then I gave these pictures to another designer who is Carlos Fides, and then he made the art based on the idea that my friend from Finland had, Did you understand, or was it too confusing?
No, I got a big chain of how to get that done, but going for multiple people, but the finished product I think looks really cool. So at least you got it done, using different connections and to get everything done.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm like, I don't know how to do everything. Like, I'm not a designer. I don't work with marketing. I don't work with photography. So I'm always like, if you don't know how to do something, then ask somebody who knows that very well and then get it done as professional as you can, you know?
I agree with that. The new Super Cool Radio logo. Like, I don't know how to make logos. That's why I asked someone who does make logos, because I ain't good at that. I can handle all the other stuff. I just can't design stuff. So might as well get a professional.
Exactly. Exactly.
Plus it looks cool. I mean, at least you get a good finished product instead of something that you tried but you weren't quite good at.
Yeah, yeah, and if there is something I'm good at many things. One thing that I'm definitely not good at is designing. So I'll just leave that to people that know.
Yeah, I'm the same way too. I'm not logos, design, and like trying to figure out like what files to use and stuff like that is definitely out of my range.
Yeah.
So you recently moved well, not a few years ago, moved to Germany while you were making Stronger, right after. How was it, going from Brazil to Germany?
It was like a little insane, you know, because Germany was actually not our first choice of destination when we chose to move to Europe. We were like, oh yeah, let's move to Europe. Where? Let's go to Denmark. That makes total sense. Like, why not? And we started planning moving to Denmark, but then when we created Flowerleaf, we thought, so it makes much more sense to bring a metal band to Germany, right?
Yeah.
So that's what we did. And yeah, it was crazy because we were like releasing the album and planning all the immigration process. We didn't have the visas, we didn't have all the documents. We didn't have a house, we didn't have a job, we didn't have anything. We just wanted to come. Like, I want to go to Germany. How am I going to do that? And so we came here. We actually came in 2018, but we didn't have all the documents necessary for the visa. And so I had to go back to Brazil. And so we did. We went back to Brazil to get all the documents done. And then 3 months later, we came back to Germany. That was very stressful. Like, I didn't have a house anymore in Brazil because I sold everything. The house that I had, I gave it back to the real estate agency. So I was with my mother, and it was everything very weird and confusing. But then we came to Germany. I got a visa. Then we came to Germany. My husband didn't get a visa. He had like a letter saying that he could stay because I could stay, but he couldn't work, he couldn't study, he couldn't do anything in the country. And yeah, and then in the beginning of this year, I got what I was waiting for so long, that was my Portuguese citizenship. And that allows me to live here as a citizen without the need of a visa and anything. So great relief. And then with this Portuguese citizenship, then my husband got a visa, but it took him, I got in January, and he only got his visa like in September. So he still stayed like almost a year without being able to work and all. Yeah, so it was kind of hard.
Yeah, and especially not being able to work, for a length of time that probably wasn't easy.
No, it wasn't. Because some people think, so you're just gonna relax and chill. But it's actually really stressful because we need to get like money to pay our bills. And when you spend a long time with nothing to do, you start going crazy. You actually start going crazy. And yeah, but now he's got a visa, he's working, everything's fine. Yay.
It's good to hear. I mean, obviously some speed bumps along the way, but good to hear you're in Germany and actually, not being able to work and actually to do things. But what's kind of like, is there anything unique or different in Germany compared to Brazil that you've
Everything,
noticed? Everything.
everything is different. I was even like, I had a live stream yesterday on my Instagram talking about going to the dentist, which is like something that usually people don't think about. Like, I have to go to the dentist. You just go to the dentist. But I actually could only go to the dentist for the first time yesterday. So
Really?
almost 2 years after I arrived in Germany, because things are not that simple. You have to like understand the health system, and you must have money to pay for the things that the health insurance doesn't cover. And yeah, so everything's different. Like for me to get a driver's license here, I have a driver's license in Brazil, and I'm a good driver. I'm gonna tell you that. And but here I had to take all the tests again, and I couldn't pass the tests because it's so hard.
Oh,
Yeah, but yeah, in the end I got the driver's license after 3 attempts to get it. Yeah, I got it. So yeah, everything is different, and what makes everything harder is the language. Because yeah, I know I have to learn German. I am trying, I'm doing my best, but it's a hell of a difficult language.
yeah. Honestly, anytime I hear someone speaking German, I just automatically think they're angry just by the way they sound and the way they pronounce things. I already think, all right, they're already mad at me.
Actually, I changed this because I also had this perception like it sounds like they're angry all the time or they are fighting. But when you arrive here and you start paying attention, when the Germans are speaking like daily things like at the supermarket, they actually sound really cute. I'm gonna tell you that, like, there's no other country that says goodbye like the Germans, because they say like you are at supermarket and the cashier just says choose, like choose. That is so cute.
Yeah.
And they're really like all the time. You're going somewhere, they say, oh, have a nice. Every time I leave work, they say, have a nice free evening time, every day. Like every day I have the free evening because I don't work in the evening. So, but every day they say, oh, have a nice free evening or have a nice weekend. Or even when you're going on a break during work, they say, oh, have a nice pause, have a nice break. And they say pause. Sorry, I am mixing words. They say, ah, have a nice break. So they are very nice. And the way they speak is very cute.
Uh, yeah, I haven't had too much with German, but I mean, it sounds like they're very friendly and very nice. But what's like your favorite thing that you found in Germany that you didn't have in Brazil?
Okay, now I might sound a little bit pre-made answer, but this is true. Like, I feel very safe here. Very safe. I mean, Brazil is known for not being like the most safe country in the world. But here, like, I walk with my cell phone in my hand in Brazil, in my city. I'm gonna tell about my city because I cannot talk about the whole Brazil because it's a huge country. But I come from São Paulo, and if you are walking with your cell phone on your hand, you might get it stolen. Somebody's gonna come out with a motorcycle, is gonna take it away, or I've been robbed in Brazil twice. Yeah, in my car. So, and my husband, he was surrounded by small children, and got everything that he had. There were a lot of children. It was not just one, it was a lot. And so, yeah, and everybody knows somebody in Brazil that got robbed and here it's not that it doesn't happen. It does. I think it does. I don't know anybody who has been, but it does. But I feel so much safer here. And it's a relief to just walk on the street without worrying. It was like brain relaxing. I don't know.
Yeah, I think people take almost take their safety for granted. I mean, until you don't have it anymore. So yeah, being safe and be able to just walk with your cell phone, like normal stuff like I do every day that you couldn't do in another place.
Yeah, and like I can walk like on the streets in the evening by myself. I can, uh, there's not, there is, but not so much like sexual harassment on the streets. I've heard some things, but it's like I think in 2 years I heard two or three things on the streets. Yeah, like in my city when I was walking to work, it would be like 5 to 10 things in a block. So it is different. Like I don't need to walk like this worried and afraid all the time. So it's very, very pleasant, let's say.
Yeah, that's good, and especially just having that peace of mind too. Of
Yeah.
so yeah, definitely, definitely a very different from where you came from in Brazil. But it sounds like everything got everything figured out, and everything's starting to go good for you in Germany.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But the way that I'm talking, it sounds like Brazil is an awful place. It's not, okay? It's not. Brazil has lots of good qualities that Germany doesn't have, and that I miss. But yeah, so I am also enjoying all the good things that Germany has to offer. So
How's the food in Germany?
the food,
Yes.
it's good.
I'll just leave that. So obviously, this year being 2020, the very few live shows happened in the States since March. How was it for Europe and Germany this year? Like with live shows and events going on.
Ah, they didn't happen. Yeah, we had like a tour scheduled that didn't happen, and we wanted to go to events and stuff. Like we wanted to go to Wacken, and it didn't happen. So yeah, nothing happened. But uh, I think that we made the best that we could do with what we had. Yeah, so I made a lot of connections. I met a lot of new people. I was able to make new friends. People from other bands, actually, I made some very nice connections. And we are working on new material. I think that every band is working on new material because that's what we can do. And yeah, I would not say that the year was a complete waste of time. And I would not say that it was like the worst year of my life and that everything was bad and horrible. It could be better. But I always like to keep it positive, like what good can I take from all this experience, you know?
Yeah, I mean, obviously 2020 had its ups and downs, and obviously people, I mean, stuff didn't happen that people normally like events and shows and stuff. But I don't think overall it could have been a lot worse. I mean, I was fortunate enough I was still able to work this whole time. So I mean, definitely there's good and bad this whole year, but I think overall it could have been a lot worse.
Yeah, yeah, and as I said, focus on the positive, like what did you achieve this year? Probably not what you were planning, but you did something. Like, and that's good. Like, just for the fact that we are alive, we are healthy, and we are still in our houses, and we still have our jobs. Like, for me, right now, this is gold, you know? Facing all the situation and staying sane. Yes, I think that for a moment I wasn't so much. For a moment I was like, I was going a little cuckoo. But yeah, but I think that I managed to overcome that and focus again.
Yeah, I think everyone has had some type of battles with, staying sane throughout this whole year with like everything going on. People told me they packed a decade into 1 year. Feels like it sometimes.
Yeah.
So, but how are things in Germany currently now?
Right now we are in a lockdown. Not as it was in the beginning of the year, because in the beginning of the year they were like, stay at home, just get out of your house if you really need to. It was not like in Italy that they needed like some kind of permission to get out of the house. Here we could get out of the house, but there was nowhere to go because everything was closed. And even the public transportation was operating with less trains and buses, so people would have to stay home. And this time, like the public transportation is operating normally. It is end of the year, so most people are on holidays or they are doing home office. And yeah, but the stores are closed, the restaurants are closed, the bars are closed, and there are restrictions about how many people you should meet in your private area, which is your house. I don't think a lot of people are respecting that, which I think is not good, but I'm respecting that, and I just follow the rules. I don't know, because people sometimes argue, but this doesn't work, this is not good, I will do what I want. I just follow the rules. I don't know what is good and what isn't. I'm not an expert. So if you tell me I can meet 4 people, I'm going to meet 4 people. And that's that.
Yeah, I mean, there's so much going on and everything. So I mean, if you just follow the rules, no gray area, it's all good. So now I feel you.
Yeah, gotta wear a mask? I'm gonna wear a mask. It's okay. It's not hurting me. It's not making anything bad for me. Like wear a mask, I can wear a mask. It's not gonna hurt me. So yeah, just do that. It's
Yeah. So
okay.
also you talked about writing new material for Flowerleaf. How is that going? Like what kind of stage are you with some of the progress?
Yeah, we are late in our schedule because everything that went on this year, um, there was this pressure for being productive. You gotta be productive because you are at home and you have more time. But pandemic is not holidays. You are at home, but you are not relaxed. You are probably very stressed. And I got really, really stressed out this year. Um, and I could not produce as much as I wanted to. So I got a lot of the things delayed in my own planning because I don't have a label that's telling me, hey, where's your new material? So I can release whenever I want. Of course, I want to release it as soon as possible because Stronger was released 2 years ago already, and I want more. This is something that I want. So I am late on my schedule, but things are getting done. We just started the drums recording, which is awesome, and uh, we are not going to release a full album right now. So it's gonna be a few songs, and they are almost ready just to be recorded, mixed, and promoted. So we're going there. We're getting there.
Well, I can't wait to hear it. I really enjoyed Stronger. Can you give any hints for what kind of like themes or style of music we're gonna be hearing with the new releases?
Um, the the songs, like, we are still following the power metal, symphonic metal style, but with a twist, because when we wrote Stronger, it was just my husband and I, so it was just basically our influence. And now we are writing things with our drummer, who has influences in black metal, death metal, punk rock. So it's like a completely different background that he has. And he's gonna bring that to the band. Of course, he knows we are not a death metal band, but he's bringing some of this speed and weight that these extreme genres have, which is very good. The new songs are sounding very good. I am so excited to release them. There is a theme because, as I said, it's not a full album, but I don't call it an EP because an EP is just like it's an individual release. And what we're doing is not going to be an individual release. I can tell you that I didn't tell anybody that, so this is very, very, very fresh. I'm going to tell you.
Exclusive.
I didn't tell anybody, but I'm going to tell you. So what we're doing is we have a theme, yes? And you can think of it as a book. So we have a book. And we are going to release chapters of this book. So these songs that we are working right now, they are the first chapter. And yeah, the intention is to have 6 chapters. So we're going to release new songs like this, one after the other, for some years. That's the plan. Again, I don't have any label telling me that what I have to do, when I have to do, but our plan is that. So we have a plan and a schedule for the next 3 years.
Well, I'm liking what I'm hearing. I'm really looking forward to it, and I like that that it's all going to be connected in some way, like chapters to a story. I like that.
Me too. I am very excited
See, now,
about it.
I'm excited too. I'm excited to hear this stuff too now. So, I'm really looking forward to it, and make sure obviously I'm going to make sure to listen to it when it comes out. When they do come out with new music, please check that out. Right now, listen to Stronger because it is really good to get a little taste of what is going on. But I got an interesting question for you, Vivs. So you're an independent band, as you said, you're not with the label. So what's kind of like the challenges and advantages of being an independent band?
I would say that the advantages of being an independent band is that we are free to do whatever we want, whenever we want, and yeah, that's basically it. The disadvantages I wouldn't know because I never worked with a label, so I don't know. And what I know from some colleagues that have contracts is that every contract is different. So I have a friend, for example, that her contract is like the label is giving them some money to record music videos. Yeah, so not a lot, she said it's not a lot, but it's enough for us to invest. And I don't have that. Yeah, so everything that we invest in the band comes from us and thankfully to our patrons, because I have a Patreon and I got some supporters that make the whole difference in our life. So I would like to give them a thank you. Hi guys, thank you. And yeah, and of course the promotion. I think that the labels, when you get a good label, that's going to be a huge difference in the promotion of the band. You're going to have a much bigger reach, not just in audience, but also for bookings and festivals and everything. So yeah, I'm happy that I'm independent now. Would I like to have a label? Yes. Do I need a label to work? No. So we're going there. Yeah. So let's see what happens. If we get like a nice label proposal, we will probably take it. We had some label proposals for Stronger. I refused because they were not so good for us. Like you have to give all the rights and I still have to pay like 3,000 euros. What? I don't have 3,000 euros. You're crazy. So yeah. So let's see what the future brings. I am open to everything. Yeah, I try to give everything a chance in my life, If it's good, I'll keep it. If it's not, thank you. So
That is a good way to live life. Take the
yeah.
good, get rid of the bad. But also, if anyone's interested, please check out Vivs on Patreon as well. If you want to support, it's a great way to directly support the artist.
Yay!
I always ask my guests this question. I haven't in the last couple interviews, so now I'm going to bring it back. What music have you been listening to this week?
So I listen to a lot of music, a lot. But recently I've been listening more to what my friends are making. So I've been listening to smaller bands. The recent releases that I've been listening to a lot is Phantom Elite. The singer is also Brazilian. She also lives in Germany. But her band is like Dutch. They're from the Netherlands. Because everything is so close here, yeah. So Yeah. And Phantom Elite is a very good band. They just released 2 singles that are freaking awesome. And I got 8 Lives Down is a band from the UK. Their first album is like, wow, it brings the house down. I love it. Lasting Maze, which is a band from Brazil, is also releasing some very nice stuff. Yeah. And I have contacts with all of them. I know how much they work hard and how much effort and love they put into their work, and the results are amazing. Amazing. They're doing such a great job, and I actually they are inspiring me right now more than the big bands, because the big bands really inspired me to start. But what gives me like the fire to continue is like to see all these, especially the girls, like the girls that they are really strong, really, really strong, and they really inspire me to go on as well.
I'm gonna have to check those out. I'm not very familiar with those bands. I'm definitely going to check those out. I listen to a lot of independent music as well. I mean, I still listen to obviously the mainstream bands too, but I've been mostly focusing on independent bands as well.
Yeah, I made a playlist on my Spotify. It's like not from Flowerleaf. It's my personal playlist with all these bands that I like. And if you want, I can share it with you. It's called Together We Will Stand. So everything that I've been listening to, I listen to this playlist a lot.
Yeah,
So yeah, I can totally share it with you.
yeah. I'm always looking for new music. I mean, I got a whole list of bands that I'm supposed to listen to, but I mean, obviously with Christmas and holidays and everything coming up, like I've been kind of busy. But I mean, listen to new music. One of my favorite pastimes.
Hmm. Yeah, so definitely check it out. It's Together We Will Stand on Spotify. It's my personal playlist, but it's not private. It's public, so you can just find it there and like it if you want.
I will make sure to do that, and if anyone else is interested, check it out as well. I'm sure that's chock full of some great music and new stuff. Always find new music.
Yeah, yeah, and it's amazing because like this smaller, some bands are not so small, but these smaller bands that I say is not the mainstream bands, they're doing such nice work. Wow, 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 amazing.
The creativity with like the independent bands, it's very amazing because like the mainstream bands. I mean, some of them have to follow a formula and a pattern because obviously they're with a producer and a record label. But like the independent bands can do whatever they want, and some of the stuff that they like create is just mind blowing.
It is, it is amazing.
That's why I always support local independent music because we need it.
And we need all the support as well. We need all the support. And when we talk about support, it's not just like joining on Patreon or buying merchandise, because not all support is money. Of course, money is always welcome, but like liking the song, sharing the song, the posts on Instagram, on Facebook, this is amazing for us because it increases our reach and it helps us promote our music. So this kind of support is also very, very, very welcome.
It's free to share a post. It is free to post about a song. It's free.
It
No
is.
excuse not to do it.
Exactly.
Vivs, thank you so much for hanging out with me. This is actually the earliest I've got up and done an interview because the time difference. It is 7:30 in the morning right now. But
Wow.
yeah, but I had a great time chatting with you. I'm now fully awake. It took me an interview, but I'm fully awake now. This is our final interview for season 1 of Super Cool Radio. We have Vivs Takahashi of Flowerleaf. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. I got one more thing before we go. What can we expect from Flowerleaf for next year, since it's like literally in 2 weeks or less than 2 weeks?
Oh, yeah. So watch out for the new releases for our chapters that are coming out. Yeah. And maybe, if hopefully, we will hit the stages again.
Well, I'm looking forward to the new music. In the meantime, check out their Bandcamp store. Check them out on all the streaming platforms. Listen to Stronger. Highly recommend it. And hopefully, get to see Flowerleaf hit the stage for next year.
Yes, thank you very much, Matthew, for having me. Thank you for waking up so early.
And I can get stuff done for Super Cool Radio. Doesn't matter what time it is. I went to bed early last night. I am here. Great time. Didn't comb my hair. That's why I have a hat on. But, but it's Spider-Man, so it's cool.
Yeah, I love Spider-Man.
For Vivs Takahashi and Flowerleaf, I am Matthew Thomas with Super Cool Radio. Thank you for watching.